I'll just twiddle my thumbs then, shall I, until you decide you're going to do the thing that you're supposed to do. Oh, I forgot that was connected to the laptop. Oh no. Nah, ta-da! No. Hiya, I'm Lindsay, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm here with a quick video called New Metal Monday, where I'll be talking about my favourite new releases of the week. I don't know if any of you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and if you don't, I'll include my handles down below so you can. I have published a new schedule, so every Monday I will be posting a New Metal Monday video where I'll be talking about my new favourite metal releases of the week, and every Thursday I'll be posting a history based video. So that's the new schedule going forward, just so I can keep everything streamlined, I know what I'm doing, and you guys know what to expect from my channel as well. I think that's probably the best, because I'm not the most organised person in the world. So yeah, now that I've put it out there to you guys, I kind of need to do that now. So I'm holding myself accountable by putting it out into the internet land. Yay. So this week I have 4 brand new albums that I absolutely fell in love with. Each of these were released on Friday the 13th of January, which was the first biggest album drop of the year. And it's safe to say that if 2023 carries on in this vein, I am going to have a serious issue only keeping my top albums of the year down to 40. Starting all that again, aren't we? I think the vast majority of us absolutely lost it over this first album, and that was Obituary, Dying of Everything. So this was released via Relapse Records, and it's the death metal icon's 11th studio album. So if you don't already know, I write album reviews and I carry out interviews for a website called This Day in Metal. I actually wrote a full album review for Obituary, track by track, so if you want to check that out, you can check it out. I'll put the link for the review down here somewhere, yeah. So Obituary have long been regarded as one of the pillars of the death metal scene. They are credited with helping shape the genre back in the 90s. And I think it is widely accepted that 2017's self-titled album was their strongest release since the early days. But I think Dying of Everything is definitely a strong contender for that position. So this record in particular is very groove and riff orientated, but it hasn't lost that old school death metal edge at all. I absolutely fell in love with this album. I think it's safe to say that I love every single track on this album, but my favourites are definitely The Wrong Time, Weaponize the Hate, and My Will to Live. But yeah, if you want to check out a full breakdown track by track of my review, again, if you just check it out below. So if you haven't checked this album out, please do so. This album is definitely a strong start for the year. Okay, so next up we have one of 2 different debut albums that I have on my list for this week, and that's Leper Colony. This is a self-titled album. These guys are from Germany, and it was released via Transcending Obscurity Records. So this is a really, really fun album. If any of you guys are a fan of the death metal band Death, then you'll definitely love these guys. It's brutal, it's relentless, and it's just extreme, but it has a lot of rhythm behind it as well. Now the issue with these debut albums that are coming out on the same day is something absolutely massive, like Obituary. They do tend to fly under the radar, so they do get missed until much later on down the line, even if they do get picked up at all. You really need to check out this album, don't sleep on it, it's brilliant. It's a very modern approach to the old school death metal sound, but again, it doesn't lose that death metal edge either. Favourite tracks of this album are Perdition's End, the title track, and Rapture Addict. So next up I have what's probably the quirkiest album of this list, and it's the quirkiness that kind of drew me into it on the very, very first track. So that's Necrodeath, Singin' in the Pain. Now this is their 13th studio album. They have been around since about 1984, and it was released via Time to Kill Records. And if you haven't heard of these guys before, definitely check out their work, but they are blackened thrash metal with a little bit of death in there. Now the one thing that I really liked about this album is it has killer bass lines. I am a sucker for heavy, heavy bass in songs. And it is actually a concept album based around A Clockwork Orange. So it does discuss, and it kind of approaches and explores the topics of immorality, violence, and vain attempts at redemption and normality. The cool thing about this album is the tracks actually open with quotes from the movie. that are narrated by Tony Dolan of Venom Inc. Favourite tracks of this album are The Sweet Up and Down, Umni Ones, and Transformer Treatment. Okay, so the last album that I have on my list is another debut album. This is Australian death metal, and that's from the band Ashen, and the album is Ritual of Ash. I adore this album, and it's such a strong debut. It was released via Bitter Loss Records, and this record is absolutely relentless. It's gritty, it's pummeling, it's stomping with a lot of groove elements, but it is absolutely brutal and atmospheric at the same time. This album is absolutely stunning. Also, can we just take a second to appreciate this artwork? How stunning is that artwork? Favourite tracks of this album are Harbinger, Dead Sight, and Buried in Ice, but to be honest with you, I love every single track of this album. Again, this is a debut album, but it just absolutely blew me away, and I have high hopes for this band. So those were my favourite new releases of the week. I hope you guys go and check them out. If you do check them out, give me a wee comment down below to let me know what you think of them. And if there's anything that you think that I've missed from the releases this week, just give me a shout, give me a comment, let me know if I need to go and check them out, and I will do so. If you could like, share, subscribe, comment down below, give me a follow on social media if you don't already do so. Thank you so much for checking out my video, I do appreciate it, and I'll see you in my next one.